Okay guys, as you saw in the thumbnail, is Bitcoin coiled up for a possible $10,000 move to the upside? We're going to cover that, and I'm going to give you price targets as usual. If you watched yesterday's video, I gave you a perfect entry point for a long and for a short. I'm going to play a clip of this video for you real quick. So as I mentioned in the previous video, guys, your next point to catch a bounce is going to be right here. You might catch a bounce here, and the only reason I say this, if you notice this blue ring right here, this was previously support. I mean, you could play this blue ring, you can make a killing. Right here, 40,541. Right here, 40,608. Right here, 40,730. So we're coming up on this now, so you might catch a small bounce here at 41,394. If we push up, resistance to watch right here. I don't believe we're going to get above this point. I'll show you some other charts in confluence with this. The 42,474 is your next very strong resistance. So I told you this blue ring, 41,394, would be a point too long, and a point too short would be 42,474. I'll put a link up this video now if you want to check it out, and this is 18 minutes and 23 seconds in. So this is the chart, have it wound back right here. This was 41,390-ish, and I said if we could possibly hold support and we would push up and find resistance around 42,474. I'm going to hit play. You can see it played out exactly. You see we held support right here on this blue ring. We got rejected, and then we came down. We almost made it down to where I said was very strong support. You see we got a temporary rejection here at this yellow line, and then we pushed up, and we're going to see which way this goes. It does look like, this is on the 2 hour, it does look like it's possible you have a little bit of upside on the RSI and on the MACD. So I do think 42,866 is your next point to watch, potentially get rejected. If it did push above that, guys, next point to watch is up here around 43,893. So in your current support will be this yellow line around 42,101. And again, this blue ring, if we hit it, might be a point of chance along 41,500. And then right down here is 41,078. So now about this possible pump $10,000 of Bitcoin. Let's look at the chart and see if that looks possible. Nope, I don't see it. But I will give you some support and resistance levels on this L1 chart. And so if we do push up, and if you'll notice, so right now this is our resistance we're trying to get above. This was a lot of resistance. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Tested it again, and now we're testing this again. So we need to get above 42,451, obviously, before we can have some more upside. If we do push up, so your next resistance to watch, and there is some confluence of these other charts, so 42,900 and around there, 42,886, something like that. But notice that this has been a lot of support, right? Support, support, came back up, tested resistance. So if we do push above 42,451, your next point to short will be around 42,866. There is some confluence there, guys. If you go back to the H1 chart, 42,866 right here, that's that blue ring. And that happens to be also where our resistance is right here on this red line here. So that would be an ideal point to put in a short. Your next strong resistance above, guys, is going to be up here around 43,500. And right here, I just have this extended out. This is a 50-week moving average. That'd be an ideal point to short around 44,000. There's also confluence on the G1 chart. If you'll notice, though, this is on the 4 hour. It looks like the stock RSI has a little room to move up. You can see we're about to get across on the moving averages for the MACD, which also hints we can have some upside. And it looks like the bars are going to go from red to green. So again, on the 4 hour, I think we could push up to around 42,000, close to 42,900. But if you look at the daily looks like it has some downside. You'll notice that we're kind of topped out with the stock RSI. It looks like it's starting to angle down. It's kind of hard to tell with the MACD. It's kind of level right now, so this could go either way. But if the stock RSI is about to angle down, then it is possible we start angling down with the MACD. And do understand, guys, this line right here, this yellow line right here, 42,887, that has been a lot of resistance going way back. That is the point I call the top back here. I already have a label there, right there, around 66,955. We hit that almost to the dollar, actually, and we got rejected. So that is a very strong resistance level. If we get above that, guys, your next point to watch is going to be right here around 44,000, and coincidentally, that is where the 50-week moving average is. So if we get above that point, 44,000 is definitely a point you'd want to short. So I do not see us pushing this high. This is next strongest resistance on the G1 chart, 47,600. Do not see it happening, but I'll give you that target just in case. So let me just show this real quick, guys. So this is the G1 chart. So I'm going to show you why this ring has been such strong resistance. This is the same chart. It was published on August 31st, 2021. Remember, this is a published chart, cannot be edited. Just want to show you how accurate it was. we came up. This is where I said potentially this would be the top. We got rejected, found support, got resistance. And if I hit play, you can see we're currently underneath that line right now. So this is a very key resistance level. If we get above that, yes, expect some more upside. And I gave you the upside target. You know, this white ring right here is 44,000. It just happens to be where the 50-week moving average is. And if we push above that, your next resistance to watch is going to be right up here around 47,600. This is the C1 chart, and actually this red line here is that yellow line from the G1 chart. So, and this is on the 3-hour, but currently you can see that's been very strong resistance. So if we get above 42,663, expect some more upside. Otherwise, I would be short. If we do push up, the next resistance to watch will be this yellow line here at 43,082, and then you have very, very strong resistance up here around 44,700, depending on when you make contact. And if we drop, like I mentioned in the previous video, guys, your next strongest support on the C1 chart to catch a nice bounce will be around 40,548, and on the H1 chart, 41,078. So those are points to watch if you want to catch a nice bounce. And I would like to point out, guys, so as I mentioned before with the DXY, you can actually use the DXY and the stock market to get an idea of direction of price. So right now, you can see Bitcoin is starting to push up while the US dollar is coming down. But what I would like to point out, you can see this line right here. This has been support and resistance. We came up as resistance, we broke above it, now we're coming down to test it. So while it's coming down, Bitcoin's pushing up. But if we hold support right here around 95.31, and then you start seeing the dollar start pushing back up, you want to be short on Bitcoin. And then if we get up to this point right here and get rejected, this has been very strong support. Strong support will flip as strong resistance. So if we push up to this point and you happen to be at support on Bitcoin, this might be a point you want to long Bitcoin. So again, you can use the US dollar chart in confluence with the Dow Jones. So notice that we actually were pushing up. It looks like we're going to get rejected here. This is going to be a lot of resistance. You can see this ring has been, let me get brush tool. Resistance, support, support, resistance, resistance, support, 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 and now it's resistance. So I think we have some downside for the Dow, but I want to point out these fib channel lines. It goes further back to the left. The reason I chart the Dow is because there's more data going further back versus the S&P and the NASDAQ. But you notice we tested it. We tested this line. As soon as we broke it, we dropped down to support. So I think the same thing is going to play out. This might be an ideal point to short the Dow, in my opinion. And I told you to short the Dow up here at 36,785. And you see we broke down from this pattern, support, support. We broke down. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to get rejected here. We're going to come down and test this point. Once we break this, we're going to come down and test our next support level. Just like happened back here, came down and tested support. You can see support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance. So I think likely our target is going to be down here on 34,296. So if you start seeing the markets come down, you start seeing the dollar push up, you happen to be at support, let's say at 41,078 on the Bitcoin chart, ideal point to put in a long. Just showing you just ways you can actually use different charts to indicate direction and if you should buy in a support or sell at resistance. Currently you see the Dow was up around 70, almost 100 points. Now it's in the negative. Again, follow the US markets, guys. If the markets are down, the dollar's pushing up, you know what that means for Bitcoin. Bitcoin moves with the markets and is inversely correlated with the DXY. But guys, if you do want to access these charts, the website is opticorpcrypto.com. I have a link pinned in the first comment in the description. If you want to access these charts, they play out live 24/7. But guys, that's it. To the next video. Trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.